So I selected 3 verses today. The first 2 are Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, verse 37 and 38, and then we go to the other one. Is the conversation between King Parikshit, who is going to die soon, and Sukadeva Goswami, that is his master, his guru at this point. Ata prachami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purusha shiha tatkaryam miryamansya sarvataham yachotravyam mato japyam yatkartavyam nivim pravo smartavyam bhajaniyava bruhi yadva viparyenam. So this is King Parikshit asking first, or telling to Sukadeva Goswami this. You are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am, therefore, begging you to show the way of perfections for all persons, and especially for one who is about to die. So we all know King Parikshit, he's going to die soon, so he needs information of what is the best for him to do before dying in order to attain God. Then he continues and he says, please let me know what a man should hear, chant, remember, and worship, and also what he should not do. Please explain all this to me. So, Sukadeva Goswami starts explaining what are the qualities of a realized person, how to attain God, how to develop a connection with God, or reconnect with Him. And in the Canto 2, chapter 6, verse 20, this is what he says. Padastrayo vahishyasam aprajanam yasamsraha antastri logyasti vaparo griha medo brahad brataham. So here, Sukadeva Goswami is explaining that the spiritual world, which consists of 3/4 of the Lord's energy, is situated beyond this material world. And it is especially meant for those who will never be reborn again. Others who are attached to family life and who do not strictly follow celibacy vows must live within the 3 material worlds. So it's quite tough, but I will give this comment on these verses from a perspective of a brahmachari monk living in an ashram. Yeah. So it may be a small slant, maybe it doesn't apply to your reality, but from my point of view and my experiences, I would like to share the importance of these words. Because later on, actually, in a verse of the Bhagavatam that Guruji is mentioning the qualities of Prahlad Maharaj, he has 30 divine qualities. And among those qualities is truthfulness, mercy, penance, tolerance, mental discipline, control over his senses, celibacy, among others. And I'm saying this because yesterday I was coming late and I came down to the main ashram and I could hear from down the stairs, very far away from the lobby, a lot of noise. But it was a pleasant noise, actually. You could hear it far away. So I say, what is that? So I came through all the kitchen down, like 7 doors. I crossed. I came up to the lobby, and it's all the youngsters dancing and singing beautifully, very loud, the name of God. I think they were singing Vitala Panduringa. And was so beautiful. Because I can tell you, yesterday I have such a tough day. And by the end of the day, I was destroyed. I was tired, I have headache. And when I'm walking towards these youngsters, my whole energy, the body, starts to react to that. And it was so beautiful to see this, that actually I just sit a few meters away, and I could see them just dancing and singing. With all that, they were completely out of their mind. And this brought me to think about, for example, the story of Dhruva Maharaj, with his stubbornness, that he has a single pointed aim in his life. That was to attain the Lord. And because of that, he just meditated for 6 months in the forest, and then God appears to him, Narayana, in Chaturpuja. So, when you see this devotion in people, this full power in someone, it's also fair to remember that at one point, me and other people, we were also young and full of energy at what time in our lives. 10 years, 20, 30 years ago, we also were full of energy. And whatever we put in our aim, we will do it fully hearted. But it's also fair to say that in the way, there is many temptations in the path that make us deviate all of that amazing energy that we could put it anywhere, and we just put it somewhere else. Let's say Maya, attachment, worldly pleasures, girlfriends, boyfriends, family, cars, house, etc. We all know about that also. And what I remember in Mauritius is a conversation with Guruji. Because was one Prabhu, he's young, actually he was among you, not so far away in time. And Guruji was pushing him somehow to take the right path for his life, what was better for his development, for attaining God. And somehow, this Prabhu, he didn't want to listen to Guruji because he's young. He's young. and he could actually have the life that he dreamed. He's handsome, he's tall, he don't have anything against him. Like, he has a life that everyone could dream with. And you're also too, Danodaras. You're not so tall, but you're beautiful also. But Guruji was telling him, you will just destroy your chance to attain God if you don't follow this path that I'm telling you, you should follow. And this Prabhu, he was quite stubborn, that he felt that he knew better than Guruji. He said, no, I don't want this that Guruji is telling me. I think I prefer, have this kind of life, and time to time I go to the ashram. And Guruji says, that will not work for you, because you will get deluded into Maya. You will get lost. So one day, for some reason, I think I shared this already, Guruji came to speak with me. And he says, he was complaining about this person because he didn't want to listen what he has to say. Guru is giving instructions straight to you, but he didn't want to listen. And I told to Guruji, but come on, Guruji, he's young. And I just remember all the bad things I have done in my past and how I deviate from God. And I'm telling Guruji, he's just young. And Guruji answered, if you want to make a tree grow straight, you do it when it's young or when it already grows. Because as you know, if you want to make a big tree, a growth tree, straight, you may need to break it. You cannot. But when it's young, you can actually guide him better. And in the same line, well, in the end, everything went well, and this person ended up doing what Guruji asked. But it's so easy to deviate. So easy that the pleasures of the world actually takes over, and all of this full energy that we have when we are younger, we start using it for different purposes, that the right ones. And I want to quote something because it has to do with another phase of Christianism. You know some words of Jesus Christ according to Matthew. Jesus says that do not assume that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And this, if you take it out of context, it looks like Jesus just came to make us suffer and to destroy our peace and families. But actually, the deeper meaning on this is every time we give this amazing energy that we have inside to something that is not God, we are creating a lot of attachment and karma. And especially in the family life. And if you can remember, as son, I will speak now, in the family, for some reason, even if my parents are the most beautiful parents that I can ever ask for some reason, there is some emotional things that I cannot explain that makes me have a kind of an angry and tough, or used to, relationship with my father. I don't know where it comes from because I'm bounded by this reality. So I don't have the knowledge to see what happened before. But for some reason, my parents, they are following another guru, and this guru told to my dad, tell to your son that he should forgive you. Very strange, I don't know this guru, but he just said that to my father. So I came to Guruji, and I said, Guruji, the guru of my dad, told him that I should forgive him. And what Guruji answered is, in order to forgive him, you need to forget about him. And I could see in my path how little by little Guruji was cutting all of my attachments with family, friends. Doesn't mean to finish the relationship with them. Because actually I have the better relationship now with my parents than before. Because it's more clean. It's a clean relationship between like two human beings. And it's not all of this amount of karmatic emotions of samskaras that doesn't allow me to actually enjoy them. But my focus today is in Guruji, in Krishna. And like that, my relationship with family, father, friends, etc., it becomes purest. The attachment, as Christ said, is cut. It's not the relationship, it's the attachment to them. And for this, I think it's very important, especially for the youngsters that are visiting us and all the youngsters around the world, that the aim is clear. And for this, Guruji made a nice comment, because to soften it, of course I'm a monk, so sorry the point of view. But Guruji says, you can marry, but aim for Narayana. You can live a celibate life, but aim for Narayana. It is not about becoming a celibate, a monk, but your mind still hangs onto the world outside. This is only outer celibacy. Narada is referring to the inner celibacy. In the world outside, you can marry, but your heart should be attached to the Lord. And for this, I think it's very important to know, actually, what we want. because I had another beautiful experience with Guruji these days during the GLF. By the way, just to not let this pass, on the first days, as you remember, the weather around Germany was flooding cities. It was huge rain, cities underwater, cars underwater. And I was taking care up on the parking on the Seva village. And I could see SPN, like, let's say 2 kilometers around, the wind turbines that you can see there. Actually, you could not see them. They were covered by fog and rain. And if you see almost 2 kilometers around was rain. But here in the ashram was the sky clear. And later on, we asked Guruji, like, this is strange. Because actually we were praying for a nice weather festival. And when we told Guruji, he said, yes, Sudarshana. And I'm just saying this because after this situation, and who is Guruji and what can Guruji give you, why he's here for, he's here also to cut attachments. He's here to free us, not to complicate our lives more. We had many lives, many boyfriends, many girlfriends, many fathers and mothers. But in this life, Guruji is a huge portal for us. And if we take it cheap, and we don't actually take that opportunity that he's giving us, we are wasting our time. And I'm saying this because after this situation with the weather, I was down with 2 youngsters. They were helping me in the Seva village. And we were preparing orange juice to drink up with the guys, and Guruji was passing by. So Guruji didn't miss the chance. He came to speak with them. And he asked one of them, what do you want? And he said, I don't know. What do you mean? And Guruji said, what do you want for your life? What do you want for your future? And this guy says, okay, I want a garage. And I look at him like, what? And Guruji kind of looked at the sky, and he say, you will have it. And then he goes to the other guy, and he say, what do you want? And the guy, they started speaking in French, so I couldn't grab so much, but was like, I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know what to do with my life. So it was more in this direction, like, I don't know what to do. I don't really know what I want. And what I took from these 2 conversations, because later speaking with the garage guy, he said, well, actually, because I asked him, what do you want? Do you want to, like, have a motorcycle, girls, a business? And he says, no, I just love cars. And I love, like, antique, expensive cars, and I would like to repair them because he's very detailed guy. And I'm not interested in batteries or anything. I just want this. And with such a passion, he really knows what he wants. But at the same time, he's here for serving Guruji. He didn't come to the Summer Sangha. He came here because he's building the farm or the new hut for the cows. So he came from his country to spend 2 to 3 weeks building this for Guruji. In the material world, as Guruji says, doesn't matter what you do. He wants a garage because he loves cars. But he knows what he wants. He loves Guruji. He loves to serve. He knows the kind of life he wants to have. But he knows his aim also. This clarity is there. And in the other hand, the other guy, he didn't know so much what to do with his life. But Guruji was telling him, it's important that you know what you want. And why? It's because Guruji can grant anything for us. And if we could develop that clarity, that we want God, that we want Krishna, that we want Him, with that determination as the garage guy, He can give it to us in 1 second. So my conclusion for all of us today, or for me also, is that internally or externally, it doesn't matter if you're a monk, but if we keep creating attachment outside, we are just making Guruji's task more difficult. Because what he came here to do is actually to free us from all of these attachments in order to take us with him. So this portal that is open now, we should not just waste it like this. Jai Gurudev.